Hi, welcome. Welcome to session 5 already. I hope that you're getting a lot from this and that you're already starting to feel some changes, feeling the energy coming in. Let's just start with just a moment of connection, just connecting in with yourself. You can place your hands on your heart if you feel to. I always fall asleep like this and wake up. This is the first thing I do when I wake up. The first thing I do when I wake up is I place my hands on my heart and I give gratitude for everything. I start my day like that and I finish my day like that. There's always stuff to be grateful for. I must find plenty. And it gets me into a really good flow to start the day. The best time to make changes in the patterns of our mind and our emotional habits is just before we fall asleep and just as we wake up in the morning. And so if you can start your day and finish your day in a positive way, then you start to have access to those deeper patterns within you. It's a time of release. It's a time of letting go. It's also a restorative time whilst you sleep, whilst everything's starting to regenerate over the time you're sleeping. And so much transformation can actually occur whilst you sleep. And the quality of the sleep that you have, depending on how you feel as you're falling asleep and how you feel when you wake up in the morning. And obviously that all impacts the day ahead. And so just that few moments on waking and those few moments on going to sleep can actually have a huge impact on not just your day, but your overall well-being. And you start to notice patterns that are out of sync with that. And you start to notice the more that the energy comes in to support you. And so each time you come into a place of self-acceptance, accepting what is, a place of self-love, a place of self-connection, you deepen that connection, superpowering it, super empowering you, connecting you in a more harmonious way with greater fields of information that are all around you to support you. Now, the energies of the cosmos, the energies all around you, will support you in whatever way that you ask for. Okay. Now, people think that means that it's when you go, oh, I ask for this and and then the universe responds. Okay. Maybe it can work like that for some people, but that isn't the communication that we're talking about. We're talking about the communication that mostly goes on an energetic level between your inner realms and the cosmos, within your inner systems and the intelligence that's all around you. And so if your communication on an unconscious level or a deeper level is about, I'm really frightened, I'm a victim, I am persecuted, and you don't necessarily feel like this anymore, you're trying to overcome this, but there's still this pattern going on. That's the communication. And so that pattern gets matched and experiences occur to help you to see more of that, because it's as if you're requesting that. Okay. And so having a choice in what stories you give your power to, having a choice about that empowers you to have a different experience of life, a different experience of reality. But until you become conscious of that, until you wake up to that, it's all going on unconsciously. And so we can have the perception of like, why does all this bad stuff keep happening to me? How come this person's doing this to me again? It's just like that other person that did this to me. How come I have to keep experiencing this over and over and over again? It's not fair. Poor me. I don't deserve this. Life's unfair. The universe doesn't love me. I'm under attack. I'm not good enough. I'm not worth anything. I'm nothing. I'm no one. I'm invisible. I'm worthless. I don't even belong here. I've got no place here. I might as well not be here. So these patterns, these cycles, take us through the narratives of existence right down to the baseline level of not being worth even being here. Not even having enough value to exist. Okay. So if we have those patterns, and most people do because of our collective sharing of information held within the mental body and the emotional body and the physical body is impacted with these messages as well, these communication systems, then all we do is we find ourselves in the continuation of the story in various different ways. It might have a slightly different flavour, but at the base of it, it feels like it's the same. And we can do a lot of work on ourselves, a lot of self-development work, and then say, but how come I'm still doing this? How come this is still happening to me? Surely I've shifted this by now. How come there's this repeating and repeating and repeating? Okay, does that sound familiar to you at all? Okay. So as the energy of transformation starts to work with you through all of these many layers, the ancestral layers, right into the blood and to the bones of your being, these collective layers of cultural information, societal information, etc., etc. It's all being challenged. It's being challenged by, is this true? Is this relevant? Does this matter? And so depending on how we negotiate our power with it, it either carries on reinstalling and repeating, carrying on, or we let it go. Okay. So these are grids of power. And what we're currently doing at this time of our awakening, of our collective evolution, is we are disentangling ourselves from the narratives that hold us at these lower vibrations. And these lower vibrations tell us that we are powerless. They are ingrained within our culture to tell us that we have no value unless we behave in particular ways. Okay. They communicate with us kind of unconsciously or in the background of our minds in kind of sometimes invisible ways all the time. And our reactions and our responses are as a result of our attachment to these various grids of power. And so as we become more aware of where we're losing power and more aware of the potential for our evolution when we connect to higher vibrations of power grids that are here to support the awakening process, then we begin to shift from these base level survival strategies which were often put in place through our childhood when we were going through difficult times, to encouraging and supporting a more confident and intuitive accessing of higher vibrations of information and intelligence and wisdom. And so we start to see our value, we start to see our worth, we start to have a more intelligent connection to the cosmos, to these bigger energy fields. And then they can come in and support us and nourish us and help us to reflect those stories of sovereignty, the new stories of awakening, the new stories of being in our power and evolving and awakening and such. And so the old power grids, these old networks, they are the constructs and conditioning of our old paradigm, which is currently starting to dismantle, fall apart. I never know quite what to say. Because that's going to kind of carry on for quite some time, and your ability to shift from that and be in this new paradigm can happen kind of almost straight away, really. There can be adjustments and changes and shifts, subtle shifts to that, and then you can become a witness to what's going on in the old paradigm, without being emotionally caught up and drained by it physically, because it can be exhausting otherwise. And depending on how we're linked in and hooked into these power grids, whether we're in the old paradigm, and it takes a little while to disentangle our energy field from that through these lower energy centers. And as we disentangle our connection to that and the conditioned responses that we have, and the collective constructs that we've been conditioned with, and we have to understand that, you know, these are tribal patterns, these are the family patterns, these are the historic patterns, and so they're quite ingrained within us, okay, but they may not have been serving us for such a long time now. And I know some people that come in that are very, very awake and very, very light in their energy. They can't find a footing in the old paradigm at all. Just float around for ages being like, why am I here? I don't get this. I don't get this world. I don't belong here. I'm way too sensitive. That's not right. Look at what people are doing. That can't be okay. And they see it very, 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 very clearly. And then there's this kind of anticipation that they're supposed to engage with that. You know, get a job, have a family, be part of this system, get in the rat race. And their whole energetic being is going, no. Okay. Okay. And so the shift is occurring. It's not about hooking into the old paradigm, is it? It's about creating the new paradigm. Okay. And we do that from an empowered place of self-acceptance, of truth, and of trusting in a bigger picture. Okay. Now, I could talk about this endlessly. I've been talking about it for decades. And I hope you'll join me for some more conversations about this, specifically the awakening process and how to become disentangled and empowered and in your sovereignty. But for now, okay, we've got a meditation to do. So let's do that, because you're going to be navigating some tidal waves of change and transformation. And if you can find your place to the very heart of you, which is what this Hands of Grace series is all about, to bring you to that calm place, that centered place, that soft, soft, soft place, then you'll be able to ride the waves of change. Okay, so let's do our meditation. Take your time. Take a moment just to breathe into this space. If you haven't done so already, then this is the time to close your eyes and experience a powerful inner journey. Perhaps a journey into a more balanced way of being. A journey into the flow of life. Focus on your breathing. Breath moving gently in and out of your body. Relaxing you. Nourishing you. Supporting you. Breathing in relaxation. Breathing out any tension. Just simply let go into this space and be held by your own compassionate embrace. Take a moment just to give gratitude to yourself for showing up today and for having the courage to look a little deeper into you. Gratitude is a powerful energy. Let yourself really feel the gratitude you're generating now. Feel it throughout the whole of your body. Get a clear sense of what it's like to both give and receive gratitude. True power comes from within. Your own inner power is awakening to a whole new level. Imagine this energy rising. Feel it. Sense it. Have gratitude for it. The times we are living through may be challenging. But you will rise to the challenge and you will face all you need to face with grace and with ease. There may be times ahead which could feel overwhelming. But instead of getting overwhelmed, you breathe in the breath of life, deeply igniting your inner light. And you simply focus on what you have to do in the moment. In the moment. Just the moment. And you breathe. And you take the next small step, no matter how insignificant it might seem. There may be times when you don't know what to do, or how to ride the waves of change which seem to be coming at you. But instead of seeing the waves as coming at you, or being too big for you to ride, see them as an invitation to be part of the waves. And know that you are here to ride these waves. And there are many waves, creating a huge wave. And you're invited to be part of every wave. Being part of one great wave. The waves of transformation are an invitation into you. And you will see how much more power you have when you make simple and supportive changes to your perception. And as you rise, you will see that even the biggest waves can be surfed. And by becoming both the waves and the one who surfs the waves, you are transformation in action, and a new earth awakens within you. If at times life feels too much, or you think that you can't go on, you will see the power in you and in all that you've been through to become you. And you will look at your life And you will say yes. Yes to the next adventure, the next phase, and ultimately yes to you. The true you, the you of you. And you will drop into the flow. Let go. Let go and trust, and you will be supported by invisible forces, energetic forces that are all around you and within you, and that are you, as you're part of everything, and everything is part of you. There is nothing that you cannot do, as everything is you, and everything is supporting you to come home to you. You are indeed the flow of life. Let go and trust in the flow. Get out of your own way and be guided by the wisdom of your sacred self. These challenging times can't break you into pieces. You are intrinsically whole, yet through fragmented reality, you can experience many parts of yourself as separate. You can learn to integrate your fragmented perceptions of self and return to a state of holism. You are here through these challenging times to collect all your fragmented pieces and bring yourself home to you. Holism is a natural state. Fragmentation is a state of disconnect from that which we cannot face. Face yourself through grace and you will see the grace within you and more easily face the truth within you and integrate the parts which elude you and become with the grace flowing through you. There is no greater journey than the one that brings you home to you. The journey of awakening is inevitable, and you are riding the waves of this most transformational time in the history of humanity. It's no easy ride, but it is so worth it. Nothing can stop this tidal wave of change. And so hop on board and attune your navigation system to home. Home to the very heart of you. This navigation system is highly evolved. All you need to do is trust in the flow. Life will open up to you in ways which you could never have dreamed of, way beyond what you thought possible, helping you to see the truth of who you are and be a shining light, a bright, bright star. You are rising like a star who is just beginning to be seen above the horizon, and there's no doubt that you will rise in full and do so without worry, without stress, without doubt. If you can truly trust that the abundant universe is guiding you every step of the way. You are a rising star on the path of awakening. Let nothing get in the way of the magic within you, the magic you're here to express, to share. Get into the flow of this magical you, into the flow of life. Let nothing get in your way, especially not you. Make a choice today. Make a choice to step into the flow, to ride the waves, to say yes to the journey, and yes to the support, the guidance, to the energy that's here to help you. Let it all come flowing to you with grace and with ease. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Take all the time you need. It's such an exciting time, really is. So rather than get fixated on all the stuff that's wrong, whether inside yourself or out in the world, put your attention on the power you have within the awakening process. The power of grace moving through you and out into your life. And you may find that moving your body helps with that, whether that's through dance or movement of some description. Can really start to unlock all of those stuck places where the energy has been held. Find a way to do that's right for you, that feels authentic to you. And if you're a poet, if you're a visionary of some kind, or you like to play music, or you have the desire to paint or draw, or whatever is your flow, or maybe it's something new, who knows, then allow this journey of exploration to occur in lots of different ways, as if there's lots of different avenues of expression from you moving from this old place to this new place. Okay, and in the creation of something more. Okay, we're going to go into the activation, if you're feeling ready for that. So, hands together. And then when you're ready, place your hands out, back together and into your heart. We've done this a few times now, so you're getting into the flow of it. Okay, let's do the activation now. Take all the time you need when you feel ready. And bring your awareness back. I'm going to go straight into the hand positions because there's a lot of information coming in with the hand positions today. And you can go through these as we have done in the other sessions. Eventually you'll do these for 3 minutes each. But you can hold your hands in position and start to just feel that energy today. When I do energy healing, I like to say something as well as the prayer that I do before. I kind of like it's this kind of activate, Grace, activate, whatever you like to say. But it's just, for me, it's that kind of like acknowledgement that I'm there. Okay, let's do this. Particularly when you get more familiar with this and you're just somewhere and you just want to just pour in grace, and you just want to be in the flow of that activated state. Whatever works for you, you'll find your own way. Let's go through the hand positions. Okay. Hands into prayer position. Moment of connection. Connecting to the heart of you, to the heart of the earth, to the heart of the cosmos, and your prayer, your intention, your moment of gratitude, whatever works for you. And then you can move your hands to the top of your shoulders. What are you carrying? Do you still need to be carrying this? You can be overloaded with the past, the pressures, the burdens, the woes. Carrying everyone's stuff, carrying the world's worries, shouldering the blame. All that can be held here, and more. And so let that energy just pour in and start to soften all of that. As the energy supports you to plug into a greater power, a power that can support and carry you, hold you, guide you. Position to the back of your head. If there's too much energy here, then it can be confusing. It can even be disassociated from your body. Or maybe there's been too much criticism or rigid belief systems put on you. Might be apathy or materialism or greed, and domineering over others, all that kind of stuff. And so, as the energy becomes more balanced here, get a better connection to your senses, to your multisensory nature. You become more open-minded, more wisdom, self-mastery, a broader understanding and a broader intelligence, thoughtfulness. You become more aware, more able to perceive, to analyze and assimilate information. And so your brain is becoming super activated as a conduit for light, intelligence. Position 3, you can bring your hands around to your eyes, to your brow, to your temples. Some people have problems in this area because there's been excess energy creating hallucinations and nightmares, obsessions, delusions. It can even just be as simple as a headache, but any difficulty in this area might be poor vision, poor memory, insensitivity, lack of imagination and denial and that kind of thing. Maybe difficulty visualizing or no dream recall, difficulty seeing the future or perceiving any future. And so as this energy center starts to balance, memory gets stronger, imagination and intuitive abilities. Maybe you've become more able to visualize or just sense more clearly. You get clearer guidance. And you may start to see the world more symbolically, in patterns and pictures and metaphors, that kind of thing. And your dream recall becomes better, your perceptions grow wider. And you can move around to your ears, position number 4. Now, if there is deficient energy in this area, then there can be timidity, like shyness. Someone might be deaf, or they might just have poor rhythm. That's at an extreme, if you like. But in a balanced way, this energy center helps you to be a good listener. It also helps you to hear the bigger picture, the bigger stories, to get a better sense of things. But also gives a better sense of timing and rhythm and flow. You can tune into that more. And 5, position 5, your jaw, your throat, connected again to your ears. So as you do your ears and then come down to your jaw, it's kind of all similar. These kind of swirl together, if you like. Again, it could be as simple as just being too talkative and not having the ability to listen properly, or only hearing what you want to hear. Or talking as a defense mechanism. Gossiping. Stuttering. A stuttering issue might be caused by or show up. Show up as a blockage here. Because there could be fear of speaking. It's a good area to work on if you have any fears of speaking. If you have a weak voice. Or if you have difficulty putting your feelings into words. So you want to have a resonant voice, clear communication, lively, creative, energized, both vocal cords and your listening ear. And again, you haven't got to remember all of this information, okay? This is just helping you to tune in and see what resonates with you, okay? It won't all resonate with you. Some of it will, some of it won't. There will be stuff that you come across within your own systems which haven't been mentioned here at all. And so really this is just a gentle observation of possibilities and potentials within these frameworks, within these databases, within these energy vortexes. So you could bring your hands to position number 6, your heart. Now, with challenges in this area, someone might be demanding or jealous, codependent, may have poor boundaries, or overly sacrificing, possessive. They can sometimes become antisocial or withdrawn, cold and shy, maybe critical, judgmental and intolerant. There can be loneliness and depression, because there's like a fear of intimacy, a fear of relationships, a lack of connection from the heart. You could lack empathy, or it could be narcissistic tendencies or bitterness. Maybe there was betrayal, so that can then go on to create resentment or bitterness or depression, loneliness. Yeah, so depending on what the stories are, there can be certain qualities occurring. But when the energy becomes more balanced, then this becomes a compassionate place, a center of compassion. The information from this database, from the vortex here, the portal of the heart, will flow compassionately, lovingly. Self-love and love of life, love of others. It can be empathic, peaceful, balanced. And you get a stronger immune system when this portal is fully activated, open. You can move to your solar plexus, position number 7. Now again, issues here could show up as being someone who's aggressive or dominating, controlling, blaming, arrogant, manipulative, power hungry. And these are the extremes, stubbornness maybe, hyperactivity, excessively ambitious and competitive. Got a win-win, be on top. And it can be the opposite of that. There can be such low energy, there can be weak will, there can be low self-esteem, a very passive nature, sluggish and fearful, no self-discipline. Might be a victim mentality here, blaming others. Might make a person unreliable. There can be poor digestion. So as it balances, as this portal here starts to flow, the energy starts to flow through it, it's open in a balanced way, then the information, the quality of the energy, the feeling is more of tranquility, of harmony, of self-acceptance, a sense of unity with others, with the rest of humanity. A sense of responsibility, of connectedness, of sharing, of equality. There can be spontaneity, a good sense of humour, a rise to meet the challenge. It's that kind of feeling. So position number 8, the sacral. Now this in excess can be like sexual or pleasure addiction of some kind, excessively sensitive maybe, maybe invading other people's boundaries, maybe seductive manipulation, obsessive attractions, emotional dependency, that kind of thing. Be some kind of imbalance perhaps there. Could be poor social skills. There could be a fear of sex there. It could be like a denial of sex, or a lack of desire, or lack of passion, no excitement in that area, as if you're denying pleasure at all. Maybe there's fear around that. And there can be a rigidity in attitudes in that area. And so again, as this portal opens in balance, graceful movement starts to flow, and you can nurture yourself and others and be open to experiencing pleasure, have emotional intelligence, healthy boundaries, and enjoyment of life and the physical, sensual nature of existence. Moving down to position number 9, the base. Well, there can be a lot of fear in this area, fear of change, fear for survival, worries about security, can make someone hoard, can create a materialistic kind of way of living. You can be very greedy, thinking of yourself, and fear that you might lose something, so you hold on to everything. There's sluggishness here. There's no energy. If you're not rooted in properly, not grounded in a way that's connected you into something sustainable, then you can be really lacking in energy. It can make you so lazy, tired, no enthusiasm for anything. And obesity would sit here, overeating. There can be chronic disorganization as well. Just can't get anything together, just hordes of stuff everywhere. Yeah, and no order. You can be fearful, anxious. These are all to do with the survival mechanism, the fight or flight. So there can be restlessness. And that sense of being just overweight can show up in all kinds of other ways as well. Worries about money, financial difficulties, just burdened really, and heavy and sluggish. And so to get that portal fully grounded, so that you can have vibrant, good health, vitality, a sense of trust in the world, that you feel safe and secure, that there's a place for you in the world, that you can have stability, prosperity, You can relax and enjoy your life. You can know that what you need will come to you as and when you need it. And it feels good to be alive. That's how you should feel in your day-to-day physical life. Okay, and so this root, this base beam portal grounding vortex of energy is all about that. You can move to your knees. Again, whether you choose to do your knees top and back or one and then the other, you can make that choice. And then the other knee, depending on how you've done that. I'm just doing mine with one knee, hand on the top and on the back, and then on the top of the other one and the back. And this is more, again, to do with all this grounding that we were just talking about with the base portal. And again, the front of the foot and the bottom of the foot. Or you can do it how I've done it, the front and the back at once, and then the other one. Again, all to do with the same issues. Finding a place for yourself on this beautiful planet where you can thrive. Anchoring yourself in. Plugging yourself in. It's a whole massive area in itself. And it's the work of now. This is what we're really here to do, 2020 and beyond. It's all about plugging into the new earth grid. And through these energy centers, through these vortexes, through the activation of these portals, this is how the energy comes in to support you to do that. So position 14, the back of your base, again, more of the same. And then back of your sacral, 15. Back of your solar plexus, just stirring all the energies, softening it all from the back as well. The back of your heart, give yourself that beautiful hug. You've done amazingly well. And then crossing your arms over at the front now. Wings of grace. And then palms together for a closing prayer or moment of gratitude. Gratitude for all that's been, for all that you are, and for all that you're becoming. May grace pour through you each and every day and support you to anchor yourself fully to the truth of who you are and into a new, awakened world. Okay. So again, a lot of information to start to help you see the balance, the flow. When you're out of balance, when you're in the flow, you'll start to recognize those patterns in yourself and in your life. And gently, gently, with love, with compassion for yourself, you'll bring yourself into your center. Okay? Start to sense that more and more. Okay. Great. You're doing brilliantly, by the way. Okay, so tomorrow's the last session, final activation, and then off you go to play around with this for 21 days. And when I say 21 days, you could carry on doing this for the rest of your life, every day if you like. The only reason that I said 21 days is just to give you a little framework, but the more you do it and the more valuable you find the energies are flowing through you in this way, the more they help to keep you in balance and in the flow. There's no limit to how much time you can spend on this. And the more you do it as well, you'll find that there are times when you want to do a certain position for longer. else, or potentially, sometimes I might fall asleep doing half a session and then wake up in the morning and finish it off, for example. I do like to keep a flow of energy moving through, rather than, for example, and you can do this is possible. So, for example, say there's a problem with your leg, okay? I'm going to give myself healing on my leg. My leg's hurting. So that's okay to do that. But the information that's being expressed in that way in your leg might be stuck somewhere else in the systems of your body. And so it's always good to just keep the flow of the overall system flowing through you. Okay, because it isn't always straightforward. We're very complex in our nature. But the simple thing to do is to make sure that there's flow to bring balance. It comes back to the same simple thing all the time. And so, yes, you may feel that you want to do specific areas for longer. And you may find that you're drawn to do specific areas if there's an area of pain, or you've had an injury or surgery in a particular area. But make sure you still bring the flow of energy through all of those systems, because everything is interconnected. Okay? It's all interconnected. And if you'd like to carry on this work with me as we work more in an interplanetary way and a global healing way, etc., there's so many ways that we can work with these energies. Then having that awareness of the interconnectedness of everything and the harmony of the relationships within all will really help to set you up for success. Okay. And what's success? Peace within. Yeah. Acceptance of what is. Being in the flow. Being you. The true you of you. That's what you've come here to do. Yeah. Okay. So I look forward to sharing that last session with you. And we're going to be talking about channeling grace and bringing it all together. There's a special activation in the last session as well, which I'm really excited to share with you. When that first came in for me, if I'd had your phone number, I would have rung you straight away and said, you've got to come and get this. It's absolutely wonderful. So now you're on board. I'm really happy that we're going to be able to share this experience together. And I know in my heart that it will open you up to support yourself at a much higher vibration. And in doing so, support the overall healing of our planet, of our global community, and of our connection to ourself throughout all of the cosmos. Because we're everywhere, right? And we're here and now. Thank you. See you in the next session. If you have any comments for me, write them in the YouTube comments box, and make sure that you are subscribed. And please like us. Even if just a little bit, that would be great. And we appreciate all of the sharing that you do, because we honestly don't have time for all the social networking and sharing and focus on that, because our focus in truth is on bringing you the information that we're bringing you. And we're absolutely dedicated to doing that at the highest quality that we can. And so if you can help us through your networks to spread the word and share all that we're sharing with you, then we really, really appreciate that. So thanks so much. See you in the next session.